I'm not gonna lie, this video took a while to make. I typically just hit record and I just start talking. I never script anything. I never really plan anything. I'm like a kite in a hurricane. Not really, but still, I typically do more short form content or build videos, something like that. Now, I know a lot of you are like, short form content? What? And, well, that typically means that I can record 3 or 4 segments, put them together, and there's your video. But in this one, woof. I mean, I think there's like 45 different segments. Now, the reason for that is because I am showing you every single secret loot room from all the missions, strongholds, expansions, DLC, everything. So I hope you enjoy. I put a lot of effort into this one, so please support by hitting that thumbs up. All right, here we go. What's going on, YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 video. So sit back, relax, grab that popcorn. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. And finally, shout out where you're from. It's cool to see where everyone is from, but more importantly, I'm going to test your Division knowledge in today's video. I'm going to show you all of the secret loot rooms that I know about, and it's from about 90 to 95% of all missions and strongholds. There's a few of them that don't really have secret loot rooms, so I'm not really going to cover those, but like I said, about 90 to 95% of all of the missions and strongholds have some form of secret loot room. So, what we're going to do is we're going to do this. I'm going to try to do this in order. So, we're going to do all of the Brooklyn secret loot rooms because there are secret loot rooms in Brooklyn. Then we're going to do all of the secret loot rooms in Warlords of New York. After that, we'll go to Coney Island. We'll go to the Pentagon. We'll do Camp White Oak. All of these things outside of DC. And finally, we will do all of the strongholds that have secret loot rooms and then finish up with all of the missions within Washington, D.C. and all of their secret loot rooms. But again, this is all of them. So let me know in the comments if I stump you. Let me know which one you did not know about. If you knew all of them, let me know at the end. Be like, yeah, dude, I knew every single one of these. I'm a Division god. But if not, let me know which ones you did not know about in the comment section below. I hope this helps out people. I've had a lot of comments and requests about this. So instead of doing like just New York or just Brooklyn or just DC, I decided to just put them all together so you have a one-stop shop. So without further ado, we will start in Brooklyn, finish up in DC, and we'll put a little bit of Woney in between. But I hope you enjoy every single secret loot room in the game. I'm Kamikazevondoom. Take care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace out and roll that footage. Oh, yeah. And all time stamps and everything will be added later on. Trust me. I hope you enjoy. Starting in Brooklyn with the Art Museum. Let's go. When you go through the Art Museum mission here in Battle for Brooklyn, you will stumble across this area. This is actually one of the very first areas of the mission we just started. Now, as soon as you clear through this area of the mission, this parking garage, it will tell you to go to the left and access the museum. But we're not here for that. We want the secret loot. So to access the secret loot room, I'll show you where it is. So here's the secret loot room for the Art Museum. It's currently closed. And that's why you have to turn over here and shoot this yellow box. Shoot that junction box, and you can see the lights are turning on. And, oop, go through the doors. Look at that. The doors are open. And that, my dear agents, is the Art Museum secret loot room. The next area in Brooklyn we are getting a secret loot room from is going to be the Army Terminal. Here we go. Secret loot room here in the, what is this? The Army Terminal mission. Okay, now you have to run all the way through the mission for the most part. I think we're about, we're almost near the final boss. But you will get onto this part of the mission, right? So you'll see this room. And this room is crazy, right? It's full of electric barriers and things that you have to go through in order to get to the next area. Now I can't go through that, so jump over here. Shoot that way. Go to the next one. Jump over here. And that way you can shoot right there. Boom. Okay? So this is typically how you get through the room. And then what's going to happen is you're going to open up this door and you're going to keep going to the boss. Right? Okay. So let me show you how to do that. Now the first one is the switch over here on the wall is not available, right? So then you come back over here and doop-a-doop-a-doo, you shoot this yellow box. So shoot the yellow box. All right, that opens up the door. Now you're looking for that switch. So what's going to happen is you take out these enemies, right? And again, you can do this on any difficulty, doesn't matter. Okay? And there will be one more spawn right here, and then you're done. Okay. So at this point, it says reach the rooftop, and that's it. You're done. So you can come back over here, and you can go to the rooftop, and that's it. Bada bing, bada boom. I mean, you're done. However, we're going to get the secret loot. So here's how to get the secret loot at the Army Terminal. So after you complete this entire room, clear out all the ads, what have you, you're going to hit that switch I showed you. So right here, interact. And you can only do that after all of these traps are disabled and after you have cleared this room. Because when you clear the room, you open up the door. And now, because we hit that switch, secret loot room. And that's how you unlock the Battle for Brooklyn Army Terminal secret loot room. Let's jump over to Warlords of New York. First up for Warlords of New York, let's knock out Liberty Island. So when you get to the part in Tidal Basin, when you're about to go meet the Razorback, I want you to clear that area and come back over here. So what you're going to do is you're going to unlock the secret loot room. That's over here to the left. Let me show you the room. So here's the room right here with all of these loot. Now to unlock this one, fairly simple. You're going to run back here to where you jumped off of that, that boat, that helicarrier or whatever. Yeah, there you go. So you're going to, whenever you jump off of this boat, you see this tree right here in front of you. So this tree has a little pot, little flower pot right here. Shoot that, and you can see a black tusk card key. So when you pick that one up, what you're then going to do is you're going to hit all of these little iPads, all right? You're going to activate the little tablet, all right? Then run over here, activate the tablet, righto. Then activate the tablet, righto, and activate the tablet, righto. Now what that's going to do is it's going to then unlock the store. There you go. And now you can type in the code, bada bing, bada boom, and there, my dear agents, is the Liberty Island secret loot room. I hope you enjoyed. Hit the like, subscribe. You know the whole spiel. I'll see you in the next one. Oh, yeah. Let's jump to the... Actually, let's jump to the next one. The next secret loot room, or, well, I think there's actually 3 or 4 secret loot rooms here. But stranded tanker. Here we go. Oakley dokley. So you get to this point where you're actually making your way to the tanker. Now, this is going to be the first part of the secret loot rooms. So part 1, you open up the door, boom. Now that is a secret loot room. Just that in itself. Okay? So you run through here, boom. You get a secret loot room. But wait, there's more, because there's more. All you have to do is hit this baseball machine, right? And sit in the batter's box. Watch this. And just wait for them to shoot the ball. See? And then just keep your reticle there and just keep shooting. What I do is I'll shoot about 5. Oop. Uh-oh, I just missed one. Ruh-roh, Raggy. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right? And when you're done with that, run back over here. And there you go. Now we can open up this door. And boom, we have even more loot. So that's your secret loot room times 2 right there, right? So that's actually just the first one here. Let's move on. So after you clear the very next area, you're going to go down this ladder. All right, we are still in Stranded Tanker. Now, when you round the corner here, on your right, there will be a yellow box. So check this out right there. All right, so shoot this yellow box and it's going to open up that loot door for more secret loot. Boom. And there you go. There's secret loot room number 2 for Stranded Tanker. Even though technically it's already 3, but there's secret room number 2. Now let's jump on to number 3. And number 3 is actually right above the that last area. So we opened up that secret loot box back there in the hallway. And this is where the next secret loot room is. And it's actually the last secret loot room for this mission anyway. So the secret loot room for Stranded Tanker, or the last one, is going to be this one right here with the fire blocking it. Now, to unlock the door, you have to hit all of these yellow valves. So there's 3 yellow valves, I believe. 2 yellow valves. So here, let's go back down here. I'll show you. So number 1, right here, and it should turn on a light. Yep, it just turned on the light. So booyah, turned on the light bulb. All right, and then number doop-a-doop-a-doop. Hardcore, parkour! Hardcore! Parkour! I went 1 up, 2. I went 1 too high. Stand by. There you go. Jump over. There we go. And here is number 2. Boom. Yep, and it was just the 2. My bad. So the 2, and then you go to the 3rd story, and then you get it. There you go. Booyah. And there, my dear agents, is loot room number 3 for Stranded Tanker. Probably the most loot out of all the missions, if I had to, be honest here with the amount of secret loot in this mission. It's pretty crazy. But all right, let's move on. Next up is Pathway Park. Now this one is a little tricky for the secret loot room because the secret loot room is at the very end. So what you have to do is you have to get the key during the mission, and then at the very end you get the secret loot room. Here, let me show you. Now, I know I said you have to find the key and then the loot room's at the end, but there is a little loot room here as well. So whenever you clear this area, the door will open and then you have to hit this switch. It will then unlock the next area. What you do is you can jam all of the shock traps, and you can see that there's a red thing right there. So if you shoot that yellow tab, the rope will come down. So what you can do, shoot that yellow tab, rope comes down, you go up, and hey, look at that, faction box, some materials, little secret loot room. So here's where you get the key. You just hit this computer and you are tracking down Kajika. It opens up these double doors. And before you go down the stairs, go to the left. This is actually a mini little loot room area, and you also get the key for the secret loot room. So here is the corpse that you have to interact with, and you get the Kajika key. Now also, you can jump back over here and pick up your loot over here, and then the secret loot room will be at the end of the mission. Let's go! Now that we have completed Kajika and Pathway Park, you come over here, you go to his hideout, and you hit the computer, right? This ends the mission. You have now completed the mission. You're in Kajika's hideout, but you have Kajika's key. So, let's go over here to the secret loot room. And here it is, restricted area, staff only. And we have the key, so there is your secret loot room for Pathway Park. Next up, we have the Tombs. And the Tombs has 2 different secret loot rooms. 2! Let's check it out. So as you are making your way through the first few areas of the Tombs, you will stumble across your first loot room. And that's to get this box right here. So to do so, you have to search through these, little glass. Oh, there we go. Look for the hole. Now shoot that lock, and there you go. So just search through the different, panes of glass. Find the one that is broken, shoot through it, shoot the lock, and you're good to go. There is your first secret loot room. Well, actually, now that I think about it, here's another secret little loot room. So before you go into the elevator to reach the security room, you can actually unlock this door to hit the computer, unlock this door, and get secret loot. So before you hit the elevator, or I guess you could hit it. So there you go. There's your elevator. But shoot the yellow box, turn around, turn on the computer, and there's your next secret loot room right there. But wait! There's more, because next up we have to get a secret key. Now, after leaving the courtroom and you just took out Judge, you can then find Judge's key. So just follow me through here. Now, what the game would typically have you do is just jump down the elevator. Now, instead of doing that, you want to go through the clerk's office. And you can see this hole in the wall. Shoot the lock for the door. And there you go. Now that's for yet another secret loot room. But we are actually trying to get the key for another secret loot room. So right here on the desk, you can see it says interact. And there is the Judge key. Now that will unlock the loot room later on. But hey, we just unlocked another secret loot room. Pretty cool. After picking up the Judge key, you clear this lobby, and then you can open up the secret loot room over here. Now to do so, you have to have that Judge key, and then you can go over here and hit the computer. Now which one? There it is. And once you hit the computer, it unlocks the secret loot room. Now this is the secret loot room with the Judge key for the Tombs. Now I hope you enjoyed, but those are all of the secret loot rooms in the Tombs and Warlords of New York. I hope you enjoyed. Now let's jump on to the next. Don't forget about Wall Street. So the Wall Street secret loot room, and there's actually a few different secret loot rooms in Wall Street, but the last one you cannot unlock until you actually complete the mission. So let's go ahead and jump right in. As you are making your way through Wall Street, you will find yourself through this room right here with the cool throne and everything. As it says, get your shit here. So what you're going to do is you're going to shoot this yellow box in the top right corner. And what that's going to do is that is going to unlock the secret loot room right here. Now, it's just a little gate and it's just a few boxes, but still secret loot. And let's make our way to the final loot room. Oh, man, I just started a Rikers retaliation doing this mission. But all right, so you finished the mission, right? There are actually 2 more secret loot areas. So the first one you're going to unlock in this room. So when you first enter this final boss room, look up to the left and you can see that blinking yellow box right there. Boom. The next one, you're going to come over here to the right and look up and you will see the next one right there. Boom. Okay. So both of those are going to unlock this cage area here in the back. And that will give you the key to unlock the secret loot room. So there you go. Open up the gate. Bada bing. There's Dragov's key. And there's another loot box right there for you. Now, here is the loot room. To unlock this loot room, you unlock it with the key, but then you have to shoot more yellow boxes. So it's right here. Boom. And that would almost open it up, but there's another yellow box. So you look through the window, and right there on the left, boom. And now you have this secret loot room. Now, once you're done looting this, I'll show you the next one. So we just got done looting that room, and now let me show you the other secret loot area. So you actually run through the mission, and there's a whole other loot area just waiting for you. So on top of this loot box, you come outside, and there's even more. So out here, we have all of this loot, right? But then there's a door right here that you can open up. Shoot the yellow box. And there's more loot over here. There's more loot up here. There's more loot over there. And once you exit out of this area, let me show you. Get rid of all these guys. Give me a second. There you go. All right. And then that guy will go down. Oops. Oh, we have a freaking Wallybot over here. All right, Wallybot's down. Okay. But anyways, so after you finish all of this loot, right? All of this loot, this is welcome to the market. So after you're done looting the market, there's another faction box up here underneath the statue. And then you're finally done with Warlords of New York. Now, I hope you enjoyed with this part. Now, let's jump over to Coney, Pentagon, and then we'll wrap up with DC. Next up, we have the secret loot areas for Coney Island. And here's the amusement park. After clearing the first area, you're going to find yourself in this room. Now, I have shown this room before for the Easter eggs, but it's also a secret loot room. So you throw a grenade on all of the ducks, you throw a grenade on all of the whack-a-moles, and there's your secret loot room. Not only that, but after you pick up all of this secret loot, look up top, and there's your Splinter Cell Easter egg. But wait, there's more! Now, if you're at this point of the amusement park, you need to stop because you just missed one of the secret loot areas. And yes, that is also where the secret boss Radigan is, and I've made a video and short on that as well. But once you are done with this arcade, right, you exit out the arcade into this area, okay? So this is where you're going to start your area. The loot room's right here to the right, and I'm sure you passed it. Now, there's 2 ways around this. See, there's a button here. However, I'm going to show you 2 ways of doing this. The easy way and the even easier way. So the easy way would be to walk over here And you can shoot the yellow box right there. Right there. Boom. Shoot that yellow box. But the even easier way, check this out. You just jump over the freaking door. Just jump over it. I don't know why it's like that, but you don't even have to unlock it. You can just jump right over and you can get all of this secret loot. But that is it for Coney Island Amusement Park. Let's jump over to the next. Yeah. Next up, we have the two Pentagon missions, being the Pentagon and DARPA. So let's start with this one, and we'll move on to the next. Now, the Pentagon, this one's pretty easy, but DARPA, it's near the end. So let's go ahead and start it up. Oh, man. All right. So about halfway through the Pentagon mission, you're going to get to this point, right? You're going through all these little office buildings and what have you, little office rooms. And then you're going to get up to the reach the Pentagon servers. But before you reach the Pentagon servers, right, you open up this door and you can see a blue mat here on the right. A blue mat. What does this say? Department of Defense. No, I see DOD. Anyways, so the DOD door is actually your secret loot room. You go in here, and there are some things around here you can loot, such as materials and whatnot. But more importantly, you get another loot box. Very cool, right? Now, this is the Pentagon. Let's jump over to DARPA. Next up, we have the secret loot room in DARPA. So the DARPA research labs. Now this one, unfortunately, you have to get all the way near the end of the mission, and it is pretty lengthy, but let's go ahead and get right to it. Now, after you complete the drones part of this mission in DARPA, a lot of people think that this is a secret loot room right here to your left because it's a big wall. And then you see that little loot crate right there. It's actually not a secret loot room. It's just a door that you can open. Anyone can open it. So it's just right here, and it says interact. Bada bing, bada boom. There's your weapon crate, all right? And then there's a few other surprises around here, whether it be in this room, there's a few things to pick up. And then in this room, there's a few things to pick up as well. But again, it's not the secret room, so hey, let's keep going. Oakley dokley. So we just finished this entire part of the DARPA mission, and we are going to take the elevator to the helipad, or whatever it is. And right before we get to the final boss, we have a secret loot room. So here we are. And the secret loot room is going to be over here on your left. So you can see this door right here, and you can actually peep through the window and see there's some loot boxes in there to take out. Now, first up, you can already see there's something blinking right here. That's one of the yellow boxes, okay? So, booyah, there's one right there. And then the other one is going to be in this room to your right, right there, booyah. And after shooting both of those, you should be able to open up the door. There it is. And there, my dear agents, is your secret loot room for the DARPA research labs. So, my dear agents, what have we done so far? We have done all of the Battle for Brooklyn. We have done all of the Warlords of New York. We have done Coney, right, the amusement park. I did not do the ballpark. I don't think there's one in the ballpark, but I'll double check, and if so, I'll add it in there. But then we just did Pentagon and DARPA. So now we have to jump around to these strongholds and other missions that are outside of DC before we actually do DC. And the first one is going to be the secret loot room in Camp White Oak. Here we go. I do wish that we had more of these opening little cutscenes with more of the missions. I do like these little cutscenes. They look really cool. I'm not sure how much would go into them, but, you know, they are really cool. Nevertheless, here's Camp White Oak, and let's get to the secret loot room. So just about halfway through Camp White Oak, you're going to fall upon these stairs, and then you're going to see this big loot area, right? This is not the secret loot room. This is just a open loot area, right? Then when you run up this hill, it's going to tell you to go to the right and reach, the compound and try to save President Ellis. So we're running over here to the right, but you see, as you're making your way to the gate, there's actually a path that goes to your left. And this is the secret loot room, okay? Because it tells you to go this way. Where that other loot room was on the way up here, this one is actually hidden. It's back there. So you run to the left, and then in this shack is the secret loot room. Look at this. Look at that. Hey, secret loot room. Hey. And that is for Camp White Oak. Let's see. I think that's it for Camp White Oak, so let's move on to the next. After doing some research, there's nothing but that hidden boss in Manning. I mean, there are a lot of places of looting, but it's mainly just that hidden boss, and we'll talk about that one in a different video. Now, the other things we need to knock out, because now we have officially done all of the things outside of DC, excluding the strongholds. So let's go ahead and knock out these strongholds first, and then we will finish up with all of the DC missions. So first up is going to be the craziest of the bunch, Tidal Basin. Base. And for this one, we will be doing it on Invaded, so that I can show you another little thing here as well. So let's go ahead and jump right in. And the first thing actually is, as soon as you enter Tidal Basin, go to the right. You can see this little doorway to your right. So go over here, and this is actually your first little secret loot room. You don't even have to do the mission to do this one. You can jump in here every single day and loot all of these things. But this is a secret loot room at the very beginning of Tidal Basin, because you jump down there and you have to run all the way through there, so you don't even notice that there's this secret loot room as soon as you start the mission. Now, at this point of Tidal Basin, I think we've cleared like the first 3 areas or something like that. Now, it says intercept the Black Tusk comms, and it's telling you to go inside there. However, what I'm going to show you real quick is how to open up that door up top. So, if you jump up here, you should be able to shoot that yellow box right there. Or you can come over here and shoot the yellow box right there. Oh, yeah. Now, what that does is it unlocks that top door. However, you need to get the key, all right? So you hit the computer, and getting this key is going to unlock the secret loot door at the end. So there's the key, all right? And it is called the Black Tusk key. Now, the yellow box that we shot unlocked this secret loot area, where you get a faction box and a few other boxes to pick up. Not too shabby. But for that other secret loot room, we have to go even further into the mission. So, here we go. So, about halfway through Tidal Basin, you get to this point, okay? You jump down, you're about to go through this room, and then you're about to head your way through the mission. However, there is another secret loot room. If you go to the right and keep going, you can shoot this yellow box, and there is more loot. Look at that. Not too shabby. After clearing the hovercraft, or the entrance to the hovercraft, you are now trying to go to the upper deck. However, because you picked up that Black Tusk key off of that mattress or whatever earlier on in the mission, you can now open up the secret loot. So it's over here on the left, and you should, there it is, input key code, and there is your secret loot room. Nice. And that is for the Tidal Basin. You can do this on normal or invaded, it doesn't matter. but I just went ahead and showed you on invaded. That way we could open up this door. And this is actually how you would also get Nemesis parts if you did not have the Nemesis way back in the day. Now, nowadays, the devs have put the Nemesis in the general loot, so you don't have to do this. But it is still a secret loot room. Pretty cool. Next up, we have Roosevelt Island. And for this one, there's actually a hidden airdrop crate and loot within this mission. Now, I know there are secret owls in this one. I already did a video on that. That's only during invaded, and that's like a whole owl lore thing. This one is more secret loot. So I'm going to show you where the secret loot is on this stronghold. Here we go. Now, about 2/3 of the way through the stronghold, you're going to get to this point right here, right? So you took out the heavies. There's an explosion right here, and it says, you know, reach the dock. So you're going to go through here, and this is actually where the secret loot is. So there is a secret airdrop crate and loot box over here to your right. So on the other side of this area, look at that. Hey, airdrop crate. And we have some other things to loot as well. Not bad. Not bad. And that's Roosevelt Island. So just before you reach the docks, head to the right, and you get your free airdrop crate and secret loot. So after double checking the other strongholds, there's not really any secret loot rooms within those strongholds. So now it is time to finally just finish with Washington, D.C. missions and their secret loot rooms. So we're going to start with my favorite, and that's going to be Lincoln Memorial. There are several secret loot rooms within Lincoln Memorial. They're all pretty easy to access, but there are several loot rooms in Lincoln Memorial, so let's jump over there really quick. After completing the first few sections of Lincoln Memorial, we're going to go ahead and hit our first secret loot area. So running down these stairs, you could easily run past it, but the secret loot area is right here on our right. Now to open it up, it's pretty easy. There's a yellow box right here, and there you go. You get all of this loot, but wait, there's more! Now, the cool thing about this is after you loot that area, there's another one right underneath it. So as soon as you get down here, there's another loot area right here. Now, to unlock that loot area, you come down the stairs and you'll see a yellow box on the wall. Shoot that yellow box, and here is even more loot. But wait, there's more! Because, and man, it's dark in here. But because we are done with this loot area, you just turn around and there's actually one more. There's 3 loot areas back to back to back before you even get to the next area. So there's a yellow box right here, and the reason for that is there's another secret loot room right here to the left. So there's 3 secret loot rooms all next to each other, and there's going to be one more a little bit later during the mission. So you shoot that yellow box, and here is your 3rd secret loot area. Now we just cleared that next area, so we hit the 3 secret loot areas, we cleared this room of ads, and then there's another secret loot area. So I think there's 5 total. So we had the 3 back to back to back. After clearing those ads, here's number 4, right? And then right after the next area, we will have number 5. And bada bing, bada boom, we cleared this area before hitting the computer. Come back over here, and there's yet another secret loot room. So come back here, you'll see a yellow box on the wall. Shoot that, and this is your 5th and final secret loot area for Lincoln Memorial. Let's jump on to the next. Moving on to my next favorite mission, and this is going to be the secret loot room for Grand Washington Hotel. So what we're going to do is we're going to clear the first area, we're going to get the key, and then we will open up the secret loot room later on in the mission. Here we go. And like I said, as soon as you finish this first area of NPCs, run back over here, and there's going to be a hyena over here slumped over. So it actually says loot body if you get close enough. Let's see. There we go. Oh, search body. There we go. And when you do that, you get the secret loot key. Here it is. Suit 3, or Suite 3, my bad. Suite 3, here we go. When you get to this point in Grand Washington Hotel, you start to pass all of the different suites. Now, after clearing this hallway, you do not hit the door. It says reach the rooftop. You're not going to do that. You're going to look for suite number 3. Okay, so there's 1, there's 4, oh, there's number 3. So at number 3, because you picked up the key card, you can interact, and here is your secret loot room for Grand Washington Hotel. In no real order, we're just going off of my favorite missions. There is a secret room in DCD that a lot of people just don't know about. And it's really early on with the mission, so let me show you. And like I said, it's very early on in the mission. So just by completing the very first area of DCD, check this out. A lot of people don't know about this. So without going upstairs, without doing anything, just come over here to the left, and there's actually a door right here. A lot of people don't know about this door. But if you shoot the door, you can actually go in here. And this is a secret loot room. Check that out. Check that out. A lot of people don't know about this one. So let me know if I just stumped you in DCD headquarters. Bank headquarters has a secret vault room full of loot. Let me show you. Bank headquarters. So after clearing the first couple areas, right, you're going to find your first boss. So your first boss is going to be right here with a shield. Yeah. You knock him out, you pick up the key. That's cool. But that's not the secret loot room key. To get the secret loot room key, you have to come over here to the left, and there's a button right there. You see it? So you can actually hit that button right there. Open panel. Boop. And what this does, there it is, the RFID key card. And that's going to get you to your secret loot. Now, before we hit this elevator here, check this out. There's some more loot over here. Look at that! Just a few more rooms later, and we are near the vaults. So at this point, you are using that key that you picked up from the boss to enter this vault and continue on with the mission. However, remember we picked up that RFID key card. And that goes right here. And it says, keep closed, storage unit B. And you can clearly see that there's loot all up in there. So because we picked up that key card, bada bing, bada boom, and look at that, secret loot. And that is the secret loot room for bank headquarters. Next up, the secret loot room in Federal Emergency Bunker. It's hidden behind fire, and we all know fire bad. Good old Federal Emergency Bunker. So after clearing this area right here, right, you'll open up this door, and then you're making your way to the boss. Now, as you're making your way, you have to go to the right, shoot this area, and then you make your way to the boss area, right? But for the secret loot, you come over here to the left, and there's another door hidden behind fire. Like I said, fire bad. So shoot the sprinkler. Get the water on there. Look at that. All nice. All nice. And then there's your secret loot room right there. Bada bing, bada boom. And that is for Federal Emergency Bunker. American History Museum. Secret loot room. We have to first find the key. Now, what I would say is through American History Museum, make sure you do not have Fog of War on. That way you see the key's location, because it does drop in different areas in this mission. So make sure that you have your, there we go, the mini-map on. It shows that the key's right here. Oh, and there it is. So the basement storage key right here before we enter the patriotism and protest area. All right. And it did say basement key. So after you clear this area, you're making your way down. You know you'll be in the basement when you jump down into the archives. So jumping down into here, but wait, hold on. Before you jump down there, there's actually some more loot over here. This is not a secret loot room, but there is more loot over here. So you'll have this box right here, and on Invaded, you'll have another box as well. Sometimes you'll see the key drop up here, or sometimes you'll see the key drop back over here. But either way, another nice little loot spot. But like I said, you're going to drop down here into the archives. The basement key should be able to open up the next spot. So let me show you. I was just about to open it up, but these enemies spawned. So just give me a second. There you go. Okay. All right. So as soon as you jump down this elevator, the basement key is going to unlock this area right here. So this is where, yep, you can see interact. And this is where you can pick up those boxes, some materials, and all of that. But this is the basement key for the secret loot room. And finally, the Air and Space Museum. This is going to be the last one, so I hope you enjoy. Let's go. Now, the cool thing about the Air and Space Museum secret loot room is that you have to find balloons and shoot them. 3 of them. So after clearing this part, I'll show you the first balloon. And like I said, as soon as you clear out this first room, well, actually, this is technically the second area of Air and Space. So once you clear this area, before you hit the laptop, come over here to the far left, and you're going to look for the yellow X on the wall. Now with that, you're going to find the balloon, right? So there should be a balloon. There we go. Right there. Now shoot the balloon, and we're going to move on to the next. Here we go. After going upstairs and clearing the next section, it's going to have you go through these double doors to go on to, you know, the observatory part of the mission. But before you go through there, right, look to the left and you'll see another yellow X, and just below it, you'll see the balloon. Shoot that balloon and keep on going. And for the third and final balloon, we are now in one of the last rooms where we have to scan the different parts to move on to the next, where the boss is. However, we're not doing that. We're going to the secret loot room. So what you're going to do is whenever you get to the bottom of these stairs and you go to scan the first part over here in the back, you can actually look to the left and you'll see the yellow X on the wall, and then just find that balloon again. There it is, and shoot the balloon. Now, when you shoot this balloon, it should tell you to go to the secret loot room. Let's see. There it is. Enter the secret room. Now, this is your Air and Space Museum secret loot room. Now, let's see. There it is, with the yellow X above it. Pretty cool, right? Now, this is only going to have the box and the couple materials, but look how cool this room is, man. I'm digging it. I'm digging it a lot. I like it. I like it a lot. But that's it. All of your secret loot rooms and more in the Division 2. I showed you all of the secret loot rooms through all of the missions, all of the strongholds, Woney, Brooklyn, the whole 9. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. And finally, shout out where you're from. Now, if you did not know some of these, let me know in the comments. If you knew all of them, let me know in the comments. And, well, if you just don't care, let me know in the comments. You see the trend there. Anyways, I'm Kamikazevondoom. That's all secret loot rooms and more in the Division 2. I hope you enjoy. Hit the like and all that jazz, and I'll see you in the next one, okay? Peace out.